Ready to get your snatch snatched. Well, you came to the right place, Meegs. Alright, here we go. We're already... So, apparently I was, like, way better at this game the last time I played it. Because I beat it... I beat it in 6.5 hours. We are at almost 10 hours, and we're just starting Act 3. Alright. Joypad and gun. Alright, we gotta do the whole gun adjust. There we go. Alright, here we go. My laptop is not very old at all. It's maybe 2-3 years old now. Alright.
With the start of this year's Kyoto Summit just 3 hours away, the delegates from the participating countries are beginning to arrive at the conference center.
Right, we gotta... They're doing that...
A major poll of domestic and international opinion, carried out just last week, shows that the vast majority of respondents favor a complete quarantine of Neo Kobe as a means to combat the risk of the Snatcher menace.
Now that the Chief's death has been confirmed, it won't be long before they strip us of our Junker authorization.
Oh.
They will be deciding how to handle Neo Kobe at the summit in just 3 hours.
There are rumors that they're going to use nukes on the city to make sure the Snatchers are wiped out.
What?
That's ridiculous. Come on, this is the 21st century.
That may not be as improbable as it seems. The world's leaders are extremely concerned about the Snatcher problem.
The Chief was going to calm this hysteria in his speech at the summit, but that'll never happen now.
3 months ago, government pressure on Junker operations increased dramatically. Gillian's transfer here was really our last chance.
Our own chief was snatched. It's not too surprising they don't want to trust us anymore.
Right, Krim?
I've heard that the Army and FBI are going to take over operations now.
That's correct. That too will be officially decided in 3 hours' time.
3 hours, eh? Is there any way we can find their hideout in that time?
If we don't, we and everybody else in this city are finished.
As far as they're concerned, we're just like a cancerous tumor that has to be cut out.
We have to hit the Snatcher's headquarters before then.
Gillian, can you do it?
If we only knew where it was, I should be able to manage something.
Hitting their outposts like Queen's Hospital won't do any good. We have to find their main nerve center.
What about the memory of that Snatcher who was impersonating the chief?
Just like the others, it was completely blanked. It's a form of self-destruct mechanism that they use.
Wait a minute. Mental. What about tracing that video phone call from Jamie?
It was no good. The call didn't last long enough. Still, it definitely did come from within the city.
Yeah, no shit.
Damn.
You could just do an
Where
EMP.
are they hiding?
Gillian,
Never even thought of that.
Can't you remember anything at all? Didn't Jamie
luck,
say
Reiner.
something that implied you were somehow connected to the Snatchers?
Nothing. I can't remember a damn thing. Metal, I want you to tell me everything you know about me. Why was I sent to Junker headquarters? Where did I come from?
Gillian...
Metal, the chief's dead. Tell me everything you know about me.
Well, you see...
Metal!
All right. With the chief gone, you are the highest-ranking officer here.
You knew all along?
Of course.
Where were we rescued from?
3 years ago, you and Jamie were taken into protective custody in the Siberian Neutral Zone by the 17th Siberian Investigative Force. More precisely, you were discovered in cryogenic sleep pods in an underground bunker near Moscow.
Cryogenic sleep pods? You mean they were frozen?
This is a photograph of the bunker. There is no record of when you were placed there. In addition, the third pod was empty at the time you were discovered.
There were 3 pods?
You were revived and taken into custody by the Army. Apparently, as a result of the extended sleep, both of you suffered from complete
Yeah, no
amnesia.
doubt, Grim.
However, another theory suggests your memories may have been intentionally erased. This is the only piece of evidence found at the site.
I thought that was...
That's Harry's picture.
Yeah.
From when he was a kid.
Was Harry the third guy?
That's correct. Harry is Gillian and Jamie's son.
What?
It's been confirmed by DNA tests.
Harry? Harry was my son?
Using the information gained from the photo, it was established that you are Gillian Seed and your wife, Jamie Lorraine. Both of you are American citizens, born in the late 1960s.
The 1960s?
In addition, both of you vanished without a trace in 1989. There is no other information available about you after that.
1989?
Yes, you come from a world that's been gone for 50 years.
Just like Austin
But what
Powers.
does that have to do with the Snatchers?
When the 17th Special Investigative Force was bringing the two of you out, there was an accident. Though the two of you were all right, most of the 17th was killed. One of them was a Snatcher.
Oh.
Of course, before their departure, they all underwent thorough examinations. So, if one of them was snatched...
It had to be somewhere in Siberia, right?
That's correct. And in order to attempt to determine the origin of the Snatcher, as well as your true identities, you were assigned to Junker headquarters. The hope was that exposure to the Snatchers would help you regain your memories.
Moscow? 50 years ago?
Almost everyone who was in Moscow at the time was killed in the catastrophe.
So Gillian and Jamie are the only living witnesses?
Harry. Harry was my son.
That's crazy.
Did he know?
No, it was highly classified information. He was never told.
I was never able to do anything for him.
Wait a minute, Gillian. Didn't Jamie say something about taking a boy hostage?
That's right. They must know about Harry and are using him to threaten her.
We have to find their headquarters quickly.
Oh.
We've only got 3 hours.
Gillian, let's think
She
this all
wouldn't
through
know that
again.
Harry
We
is.
may get some kind of a hint out of it.
You're right. There may be some clue in the way they're operating.
All right, let's go over what we know about them.
She wouldn't know that Harry was her son, so she remembers that we have a son, and they're saying that they have our son, and that's why she's like went with them. But she doesn't know that it was A, that it's Harry, and B, that our son's dead. Hey, Drupal, you managed to successfully weigh a rainbow. Turns out it's pretty light. Fuck. How's it going, dude? The Snatchers definitely made it personal, yeah. First of all, what's the Snatchers' weak point? The vent in their head. Oh, ultraviolet rays. This is the Snatchers' weak point? That's correct. Their weak point is their defective artificial skin. Long-term exposure to ultraviolet rays causes mutations in the melanocytes in the stratum basale of their skin, which become cancerous. It's going really good, Drupal. We're getting close to the end. Just 100% platinum Ni no Kuni 2. Only took 300 plus hours. I didn't really like Ni no Kuni 2 compared to the first one. I never finished it. I got probably about like halfway into the story. Hey, Kokoji, thank you so much for the raid, dude. Sonny D, how you doing, man? Shout out. Kokoji. How's it going, guys? Welcome to the channel. I generally, oh, you guys were playing Chrono Trigger. Nice. I generally play JRPGs, but when we hit our 650 follower goal, I said we would play Snatcher. I usually have lights on, but they fuck with my light gun, so I have to turn the lights on off. So the lighting is a little jank tonight, but yeah, we're finishing up Snatcher, and then Thursday we're starting Breath of Fire 4 for the first time. Welcome all. Hope you guys had a great stream. Whereabouts are you in... thanks, Coco Bean. Whereabouts are you in Chrono Trigger? Thanks for the 100 bits, dude. Appreciate the hell out of it. Not familiar with Snatcher. So it's a Sega CD. I guess this would be like an early visual novel, they call them. but it plays more like a... It's like you're watching an action movie, but with... or like a thriller movie, but with light gun scenes and stuff, and you gotta like do some detective work and all that stuff. It's really good. It's made by Hideo Kojima, the guy that did the Metal Gear games. The spiritual sequel to this is Police Knots, which was also really good. But halfway through the factory ruins, like in 2000. Is it your first time? Is it your first time playing it, Kokoji? 650 people follow you. Specifically, long ultraviolet rays in the 250 to 350 nanometer range is responsible for causing the cancer. That's right. And that's the reason that they're so limited as to when they can be out. They only come out at night in the middle of the winter, and wear sunscreen even then. That's the method that John used to figure out what the Snatchers were up to. How ironic. It turns out that the destruction of the ozone layer actually had a benefit for us humans. Not first time playing, but first time you played from the beginning in a long time. Yeah, I think I streamed Chrono Trigger last year, and it was my first time playing it. Oh man, probably since it came out on the PS1. Because like the first time I played Chrono Trigger was in Final Fantasy Chronicles when it came with Final Fantasy IV on the PS1, and that was my first time playing that, and I haven't played it kind of since that kind of time period. Just saw the leaked footage of Persona 3 Remake. Definitely hyped for that one. I'll probably, you know, when that comes out, I'll probably get that, and then I'll finally play Persona 3, 4, and 5. I'll just have to wait. Is there a release date on that, Meeks? That's right. Now, what method were they using to move and be able to avoid ultraviolet rays and sunlight at the same time? The underpass. That's right. They were using the abandoned tunnels of the old tube liner system to get from place to place. That's how they were able to move around without being noticed. Nielsen's apartment, the old factory, Queen's Hospital, all their hideouts were connected by the tube liner. So maybe there's a tunnel under their main base as well. There's a good chance of that. We're trying to find out where the Snatcher, like, headquarters is, so we can put an end to this shit, because they're about to nuke the fucking city. It was just leaked, so nothing more than a few seconds of combat footage. Oh, okay. I remember 3 being the first one that really, like, people were saying was, like, a really fucking good game, and then every Persona after that, everyone said was really good. I've never played, the only, Persona-style game I've played, like, SMT game, was, I think it was, like, SMT What If or something like that on the, I believe it was the Super Famicom. P3 is Persona 3, is it not? Next, what phenomenon was always observed at any location where Snatchers appeared, including the underground tunnels? Snow 9. Oh yeah, sneeze, yeah. Sneeze caused by Snow 9. That's right. And what was the cause of the sneezing? Snow 9. You're correct. The sneezing was caused by the presence of the allergen Snow 9. Snow 9 is an artificial form of pollen developed by the military, and its presence is limited to certain regions. They were using it to interfere with radio transmissions and keep people away. They probably were producing it intentionally themselves. The only regions of the city where Snow 9 is still present are the areas around the Ina River. It has been cleared out of other areas because of the danger it presents. So that means that their base must be somewhere near the Ina River, right? That is a fair conclusion. They are probably somewhere near the Ina River, protected by the Snow 9. Accessible to the tube liner near the Ina River. That'd be that old factory, right? Like that warehouse. And we must not forget the 3 photographs that we found the Snatchers with. All of them were related to the Soviet Union before the catastrophe. The map on the wall of Nielsen's apartment, the picture of the temple in the director's office at Queen's Hospital, the photo of Red Square hidden in the chief's office. Hey, GG. Why do the Snatchers keep pictures and memorabilia like this? Maybe they're homesick. Maybe that's where they come from. Homesick? Get serious, Mika. They're robots, you know. Let's analyze this a little closer. What city is related to all three of these pictures? I mean, Moscow, obviously. This is the city they have in common. Alright, just lay down. Just lay down. Be good. Okay, she is laying down. She's laying down on me. That's correct. It's Moscow. Moscow must be where they come from. That must be the basis of their programming. You might be right. Just as people have a hometown that is dear to them, their creators may have put a hometown into their programming. They use very advanced artificial intelligence systems, so they may have needed something like that to maintain their emotional balance. Yeah, they were born out of nothing, but they needed to give them some kind of image as an emotional base. So Moscow's their creator and their home, and the place that they found Jamie and I.
In other words, this homing instinct thing of theirs has led them to set up their headquarters in some place that reminds them of home, or their creator.
What part of this city is like Moscow?
Moscow's really cold, right? They get a lot of snow, don't they?
Snow?
No snow has been recorded in Neo-Kobe in several years.
Except Snow 9.
Well, then that's not it.
Wait, what about that pollen? That crystal bioengineered stuff, Snow 9?
Now that you mention it, wasn't it snowing on Jamie's
Oh
video
yeah, it
phone call?
was.
That's right. Their hideout has to be somewhere close to the Ina River.
The Ina River flows for miles around here, Gillian. We could never search it all in time.
Yeah, but the factory.
Gillian, let's look at a map of the areas investigated so far. This is an enlarged view of the southwest portion of the city around the Ina River. This blue area is that in which Snow 9 is present. Now I'll
It's really good, Coco OG.
liner tunnels. From this, we can establish those areas with
That's
Snow
Metal
9,
Gear.
which are accessible by subway tunnel.
If you've ever played
Nice try.
Metal
but
Gear
it's still
Solid
too
4?
large. We could never cover it in
it's
3
the
hours.
same
Don't give
design.
up so fast, Gillian. What about that image of
The
home
little
thing we were talking
sidekick
about?
Metal Gear you get,
Maybe
Metal Gear
there's
Solid
some
4.
kind of geographic
It's based off this
similarity.
guy, Metal Gear Mark
Maybe
II.
the same view can be seen or something.
I'll display a map of Moscow alongside.
Oh shit!
What's this?
Look, the rivers are exactly the same shape.
This is the Moscow River over here.
It looks like we're on the right track, Metal. Show us the location that Jamie and I were picked up from.
All right, right
Right
here.
in the middle, wasn't it?
Metal, before the catastrophe, what was at this location?
The headquarters for the entire Soviet Union, the Kremlin.
The Kremlin? That Snatcher said something about taking Jamie to their Kremlin.
Metal, what spot in Neo-Kobe would match up with the location of Moscow's Kremlin?
Maybe the
Calculating.
factory.
This is the spot. It's presently occupied by an old church.
Oh,
It's
never
rather
mind.
large, but reports indicate it's been abandoned for nearly 20 years.
And it's right in the middle of the Snow 9 and subway area.
That's it! That's their headquarters, their new Kremlin.
Gillian, let's go!
Let's go fuck them up, boys.
Wait, Gillian.
Hey, Goodsy, how's it
I
going,
want to go
dude?
with you.
Sorry, Mika.
Hey, I'm a junker too, you know.
I know, and you're a great one at that.
So take me with you then.
You head to the summit to warn the delegates. They haven't given up, you know.
The summit's in Kyoto. I'm not going to be the only one to run.
Thanks for the resub, Goodsy.
We found their hideout. There's no need now to sink the whole island.
Yes,
It's a tough job. Can you do it?
but okay. Gillian.
Welcome to the party, my
I'll do what I
friend.
can.
Thanks. Thank you, Mika.
Don't
Get
say
your
okay.
fine ass into the back of that wagon and,
See you at the party, Richter!
Gillian,
Yes?
yeah, it's got that, like, 80s anime look, hey,
how
Sonny?
about dinner sometime?
Dinner?
Yeah, you know, dinner.
Mika.
Not interested. I thought it would be nice, you know, to kick back, relax. It's Christmas after all.
Christmas, huh? I'll be back by then.
Gillian, we have to hurry.
That's a promise, right? I heard you.
Yeah, okay. But I gotta go to church first.
I'll see you soon then.
Okay, Metal, let's go.
Gotta go to church first. So don't use sound alerts. Use Streamlabs. You just log into their website and link it to your Twitch account, and you can put any sound clips that you want for any of the alerts and stuff like that. But I believe it's when somebody joins a party, that's my subscriber notification. But basically, as soon as somebody subscribes, it plays it's the theme from Dragon Quest 7 or Dragon Warrior 7 on the PS1 when somebody joins the party. This is the last turbo cycle. Make sure it's not rigged. The spare turbo cycle has not been painted, but that does not affect its locomotive function.
Seriously, Doug, we're too
Thanks to the
high.
420 soldier.
Stop.
How's it
Doug,
going
we're
tonight?
Too high. Doug,
I'm gonna grab a
too
wheat
high.
beer
I'm high,
for the
he's
occasion.
high.
I'll be
so
right back.
Damn it, Doug! We said we're high!
We're too high, Doug.
We can't help!
Doug, we are too high.
What do you want from us?
We're too high to help
We're
you.
stoned!
Doug, we're too high.
Too high, Doug. We can't help. How's it going? Bought Skyward Sword. Love Dragon Quest 7. Played the heck of it on the 3DS. I definitely prefer the PS1 version, but the 3DS version is really good, specifically for replaying the game, because it streamlines a lot of stuff. Like the PS1 version takes me about 140 hours to finish, whereas the 3DS one took me only like 73, I think it was. Oh, isn't Skyward Sword like the bad one? Alright, let's keep going.
We are.
Oh, there we go.
high.
Kokoji, thanks for the
Seriously,
420.
Doug, we're too high. Stop. Doug, we're too high. Doug, we're too high. I'm high. He's high.
I always like to
so high.
ask new
Damn it,
people to the
Doug,
channel.
We said we're high!
Kokoji, what are some of your favorite games of all
We're
time?
too high, Doug.
We can't help!
Doug, we are too high.
What do you
I mean,
want
yeah,
from us?
probably
We're too
probably
high
Sunny
now.
D.
We're
Stoned!
But it is missing a lot of
Doug.
content.
We're
It's very
Doug, we're
streamlined
too high.
compared to the PS1 version. Like, it doesn't really have... The Immigrant Town works completely different. You're playing Breath of the Wild emulated with 4-player multiplayer? That would be crazy. That'd be fun, though. That's probably the only way I would actually play through that game. It appears quite safe. It has not been tampered with. Okay, that's what I wanted to check, because last time we got into one of these, it was rigged. But yeah, this game is basically, it's inspired by Blade Runner, Terminator, what else? It's a bunch of like those 80s like kind of futuristic, cyberpunky. Apparently Skyward Sword directly connects to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom in Zelda lore. The guy who wrote the story, and it's one of the few times the stories have connected in this way before. Weird. Now, is that just like Nintendo fans like pulling that shit out of their ass like they always do with Zelda lore? Chrono Trigger is your favorite? What are some of your other favorites though? I'm a huge Dragon Quest fan, if you can't tell by the stream layout. I also love Mega Man, Metal Gear, Final Fantasy. What else do I like? I don't know. Lunar. The Lunar games are incredible. Of course, Chrono Trigger is up there. Turning to the investigation. Alright, let's just enter the damn turbo cycle. We've boarded the turbo cycle. Where would you like to go? Yeah, let's go to the church.
I've input the map data on the Kremlin's locations. Lift off.
You like the platformers, but you're terrible at them since you got old. RPGs and tactics games are your go-to for fun right now. Yeah, kind of same. I like 2D platformers.
Configuration. Now gaining altitude.
I can't really play 3D
Jamie,
platformers because I don't have, like,
be safe.
3D depth perception in games, really.
Gillian, please keep in mind that we're working with a strict time limit.
But I like, yeah, like
50
Mega Man,
year debt in 3
Castlevania,
hours.
Ninja Gaiden, like the 2D Ninja Gaidens. Yeah, same, Kokoji.
Snow!
I'm terrible at first-person
Snow 9,
shooters.
to be specific. We've entered the Snow 9 region. Please put on your breathing filter.
Oh
Direct
yeah,
inhalation
he'll
is
be
dangerous.
fucking sneezing the whole
All
time.
right.
Radio transmissions will also be impossible from this point on. Understood?
All right, we're alone now.
Now descending. Conversion to hover configuration complete. Gillian, we've arrived.
All right, there's gonna be snatchers coming out of the fucking woodworks here, guys. Yeah, no, not a big fan of the direction the Final Fantasy series has gone in. The only way I'll be playing Final Fantasy 16 is if it comes on for free on PlayStation Plus, and I happen to have a PS5 at the time. Soldier, most of those are like fan theories, though. Like not a, like, I don't know. The Zelda lore doesn't really exist. We've arrived at the church. Wow, now I know they call it their Kremlin. It's a very old church. It bears quite a resemblance to St. Basil's Cathedral. No doubt they thought the same thing. It appears to be snow, but it's actually Snow 9. Try to avoid inhaling any of it directly. It's surrounded by a large grove of tall cedar trees. This is likely to keep just about anybody away. Given the season, a few Christmas lights would really liven up the scene. The building is about 50 years old, but appears to be very well maintained. So where's the entrance? On the front side of the building, the giant door-looking thing, obviously. This is definitely Snow 9. A sensor scan reveals that a tube liner tunnel passes directly underneath this area. Yeah, so we're in the right place. Investigate. Let's do a motion. Not picking up any movement. Okay. The only sound is that of the wind. Alright, well, let's go inside.
All right, now opening the door.
What's wrong? Won't open?
I've scanned it, and it's not locked. It is probably rusted into place.
Not surprising. After all, our friends always go in and out through the basement.
Let's push it together.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Looks like it didn't even open, dude. Oh, there we go.
That got it.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's our footsteps. I should probably keep my gun out just in case. What's this? It would appear to be some kind of a chapel for the Snatchers. Are you telling me those things pray? To whom? No doubt to their creator. That portrait on the wall is probably a representation of him. I'm gonna save because we did get pretty messed up by those enemies last stream. This person is no doubt the one the Snatchers worship as their creator. This guy. Isn't that random? What? One moment. I'll compare the picture with my data on random. Yeah. While the facial bone structure of the individual in the portrait is nearly identical to that of random, a positive identification is impossible as the picture is not a photograph. Just looks too much like him to be a coincidence. These are the chairs for worshippers in the chapel, no doubt. Everything is nice and orderly. It's as if the pre-collapse of Soviet Union has been recreated here. Something is written on the painting. Their creator, Modnar. Right, they said something about a Dr. Modnar, right? Let me check my notes here. Yeah. So Professor Modnar Professor Lorraine, who is our wife, and then Gillian is Professor Seed. Oh, I didn't even write down. We have a son. Our son was Harry. Okay, so yeah. So, could random be Modnar? Oh yeah, it could be like his dad or grandfather or something. I didn't even think of that. Oh, it's random, Reiner! Dude! Fuck! You guys are so good at this shit, man. So this is Professor Modnar. The one the Snatcher was talking about, eh? It appears to be a portrait of that person. There are a number of scratches on the surface that were almost certainly caused by the Snatchers. It's all very organized, almost inhumanly so. There's another room further back. Not reading anything. So have they already left for the summit? It's perfectly quiet. Okay. Oops. Yeah. There's no tram. The Snow 9 is impossible to call. Yeah. I didn't mean to call. I meant to save. Could be. He could still be an offspring. He could still be an offspring of Professor Modnar. Okay, let's keep going. Now moving into the back room. I should keep my gun handy. Oh wow, there's like a whole... It's like a factory. Snatchers! Look at them all. Not picking up any energy readings. They are all deactivated in some kind of suspension mode. So this is their warehouse, eh? There must be a few hundred of them here. They continue all the way back. Still, this doesn't look like a factory to me. What? It kinda does, but... I see what you mean. There's nothing like putting them together. It's more like a storage area. Yeah, like a Dracula Alucard thing. That's true. These are endostructures, which have yet to have the artificial skin installed. The bone sizing devices and the skull sights are all still set to the smallest size. So their victims haven't been chosen yet. They're all just waiting their turn. They almost look as if they could spring to life at any moment. If this many Snatchers were to all start moving at the same time, there is little we could do. There seem to be a number of containers stacked up in the back of the room. What about the size of these containers? The volume of these containers would be just perfect for shipping one of these Snatchers. This is no doubt how they got here. These endostructures were all shipped here in these containers. None of these Snatchers appear damaged. All they need is their energy packs. The gender units have yet to be installed, however. They are preserved in excellent condition. It appears that they undergo regular maintenance. I do not see any tools or equipment for maintaining anything in the area. This room would appear to be just a storage area. There is some kind of label here. 23rd Siberian Investigative Force. Who went after us? Was it like the 15th Investigative Force or something like that? Yeah, Kokoji, if you ever play this game, make sure you got a pen and paper. You'll definitely want to write down all like the clues and stuff. So are they pulling them out of Siberia? It would appear that these Snatchers were brought to Neo Kobe from the Siberian Neutral Zone. It seems that the investigative forces have been responsible for shipping the Snatchers. In other words, the investigative forces have been snatched, just like when they found us. I see. So the Siberian investigative forces bring the Snatchers out of Siberia and into storage here. think you're right, Metal. And then the Snatchers just wait here in storage to be reactivated and adjusted after their victims are selected. A rather efficient system. I wonder where the actual snatching takes place. The back part of this room may hold the answer to that question. Not reading anything. Okay, listen. Exceptionally quiet. I'm going to save before I go forward. Yeah, it's really good. It's very immersive too. Like if you've got a Sega CD, like I own the actual like physical copy of the game. It's super rare though. But the Sega CD does not have piracy protection. So if you do have a Sega CD and a justifier light gun, that is the way to play it. You actually have to hit the start button to turn the safety off to even fire the gun. Like this game is very immersive. Probably the most immersive retro game of all time. Alright, let's keep going. That could be true too, Krim. I never even thought of that. The Snatcher's culturing room. I wonder if these are the world leaders. Yeah, dude, it's I just about sold it for $2,000 until I realized how much of that eBay would take from me. eBay takes like 20%, and that would have been like $400. So I decided not to sell the game, but I do have it. Where is it? Here it is. Don't mind my crotch. I do have a physical copy of it. Super rare game, but it's fucking fantastic. I paid $175 for it when I got it. It came with my the Sega CD. The Snatcher's culturing room. The mechanism is operating. It's by far the rarest game I own. Gillian, there are Snatchers with their artificial skin already installed here. These units are nearly ready to perform a complete snatch. A complete snatch? The snatch process.
This is where they fuse the artificial skin onto the Snatcher's endostructure. First, they adjust the size of the still skinless Snatcher to the size of the individual who is to be snatched. The Snatcher's overall shape and size can be adjusted by expansion or contraction of sizing rods. Their sex is controlled by gender units, which are installed at this point. Then, the face is modified to match the intended victim by adjusting the size of the upper and lower jaw, cheekbones, temporal bones, and tooth alignment.
Just like Gibson said, that means there are limits to the size of the people that they can snatch.
Yeah.
That's right. The limits of the mechanism mean that they can't snatch children, the elderly, or people who are very tall or heavy. And this is where the artificial muscle's attached.
Is it organic?
No. It appears to be coated with a type of plastic gel capable of mechanical response. Like human muscles, it creates mechanical energy through chemical reactions. And this is where the artificial skin is attached. In order to prevent the synthetic cells, developed using biotechnological protein design techniques, from rejecting the inorganic material below, they attach it gradually over a number of days.
And this is the stuff that gets cancer if they stay out in the sun too long.
Yeah.
Finally, they attach body and scalp hair. The process involves transplant of synthetic hair follicles as well, so the hair will grow back if it's lost.
What about scars or birthmarks?
It would appear that they make those adjustments at this point in the process, as they would for wrinkles to simulate age.
Snatching the Snatchers. It's the snatchiest. Alright, have a good one, Kokoji. Appreciate the hell out of it. Thank you again so much for the raid. You guys, check out Kokoji. Be sure to give him a follow. Sounds like he plays some fantastic games himself. Alright. Let's take a look at the area. Computer terminal is installed on each preservation cylinder. These terminals must all be connected to a host computer, which monitors conditions inside each of the cylinders. These cylinders are used to culture the Snatcher's artificial skin. Endostructures are submerged within them. 2 for 2? Oh, for what? Oh, for jokes. Fuck. It appears that weak ultraviolet rays are being projected from above. This is really advanced, way beyond anything we saw at Queen's Hospital. The whole area is protected as a clean room. There's a door at the far end of the room. It's locked, but I should be able to open it from this side. The power is on. Look at this, Gillian. The data of people to be snatched is all being neatly processed.
So this is where the whole thing begins. The endostructures arrive here from the Kremlin. Then they convert them into copies of their victims. And finally, they head out into the city using the old subway system.
With artificial skin maintenance being handled at Queen's Hospital.
But who's behind all this?
Gillian, look at this. There are some finished Snatchers over here.
Get a load of this. The U.S. President, the Prime Ministers of Japan, and the U.K.
All the world leaders. That's kind of what I figured.
Gillian, you're in here too.
Figures. They were looking to snatch every VIP at the summit.
And the last junker, you. It definitely looks like they plan on moving out beyond Neo-Kobe.
If they were to snatch every major world leader, they'd practically be able to control the planet. Still, that's odd. With their flawed skin, pulling something off like that would really be difficult.
Chin said they had found the key to developing a perfect artificial skin. Maybe they've already produced it.
No idea. But the number of Snatchers here makes it clear that they're up to something new.
Gillian, this is definitely their nest. We should destroy everything.
Not yet. Not until we found Jamie. Metal, how much time do we have left?
The summit should have begun by now. We don't have much time. And once our legal privileges are suspended, I won't be able to help. In fact, I'll be forced to restrain you.
I know. If the military wants to avoid nukes and goes for a surgical strike on this facility, what would they likely use?
Probably a phased particle beam from one of the attack satellites.
A phased particle beam, huh? That'll wipe this complex right off the map.
Everything, including the soil, will simply evaporate. The attack will leave just a large crater.
Metal, can you convince them to give me another hour? Even 30 minutes will help.
Understood. I'll try my best.
And I'll try to find and rescue Jamie in that time.
I can't transmit here due to interference from the Snow 9. I'll have to leave the area and then
Oh,
send
he's
the
leaving me
message.
by myself?
All right, do it, Metal.
Gillian, don't forget. 30 minutes. You must get out before then.
I understand.
Gillian, I'm sorry I couldn't help you better.
Don't worry about it. I'll be able to move faster by myself anyway. 30 minutes should be plenty. Go, Metal.
Yes, sir. Don't forget. 30 minutes.
Uh-oh. Looks like I'm on my own now, guys.
30 minutes? Oh, this is gonna be tight. That room's the only place left to check. Let's take a look.
Working on the Domino's pizza clock, delivery clock. Shit. Holy fuck.
I wasn't ready for that. They almost got me. All right, let's open the next door.
This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
Doesn't look like there's anything here. Whoa!
Fucking snatchers. I don't have Metal Gear to heal me after either. So I'm guessing from here on out, I won't be able to heal. No! Unless he catches up to me at some point.
Jeez.
Hey, Berthier.
These guys are tough. Of course, I didn't exactly expect them to welcome me with open arms. Okay, let's try this next door.
How's it going tonight, Berthier? Oh, it's Jamie. Shit! Oh, fucking scared me, dude. I didn't see my health there.
Jamie,
did I have full health?
Are you all right?
Gillian, you came
did.
for me.
Are you hurt?
No, they won't lay a finger on me.
Nah, shoot,
Not until the
dicks.
new artificial skin is completed anyway.
Artificial skin research?
Oh,
Gillian,
So
I've
they
got
don't
my
get
memory
cancer.
back. All of it.
What happened? Tell me, Jamie.
They said they'd kill him. They said they'd kill Harry.
they did.
Forced me. I had to help them with the skin development. They said I had to help them because the professor was ill. Wasn't getting
You're
any
watching
better.
Bloodsport? That's a good movie.
Gillian, the engineer Harry, he's our son. He's been living on his own now for 50 years.
Yeah, he's dead, dude.
Jamie, I'm afraid that Harry's...
There was nothing I could do. They forced me. But I can't do it anymore.
Jamie!
The professor, he just died. He was over 100.
The professor? What? This old man?
Don't you remember? It's Professor Modner. Professor Petrovich Modner.
Petrovich.
What?
That's from Metal Gear
This
2.
old man is Modner?
He's been confined here for 3 years now, just to develop the Snatcher's artificial skin. Terrible. Doing
We are too high.
Who's
Seriously,
Modner?
Doug, we're
Jamie,
too
I
high.
don't have any idea
Stop.
what you're
Doug, we're
talking
too
about.
high. Doug, we're too high. I'm high, he's high. I'm so high.
Damn it, Doug.
Jamie, tell
We
me,
said
tell
we're
me who I
high.
am. What are we doing
We're
at the
too
Kremlin?
high, Doug.
Are you sure you
We
really want me
can't
to,
help.
Gillian?
Doug, we are too high. What do you want from us?
But if
We're
you must
too
know,
high to
I'll
help
tell
you.
you.
We're stoned. Doug,
Try to remain
We're-
calm, okay?
Yeah, it's a
Doug,
good
we're
movie,
too high.
Gizzy.
56 years ago, you and I were involved in a top-secret Soviet project. It was still during the time of the Cold War. The gulf between East and West was as wide as ever. Everybody was worried about nukes. At that point, the world's armies were at their largest ever. Leaders still believed that a strong military
Okay, I'll
meant
do
a
the
strong
420.
nation.
I
There
see
were
your hot
rumors
bean,
that there
too.
would be an agreement to end the production of nuclear weapons. On the other hand, the major powers like the US began to get involved in a space weapons race. But not the Soviets. The conservative despots in the Kremlin had
Metal
another,
Gear.
completely different idea for gaining military superiority. A horrible plan.
Metal
something
Gear
no
is
one else
canon
would
to
think
this
of.
game's universe.
At that time, the countries
They
of the
reference
communist
Metal
bloc were
Gear
facing an
1
economic
and 2 and
crisis.
earlier in the game.
Popular movements pushing for democracy were springing up all over.
Is it really?
Communism itself was facing extinction. Facing pressure from the reformers, the Kremlin began to panic. And that's when that horrible, childish plan was launched.
And that was the Snatcher project. Replace your enemy's leaders with puppets of your own. Then you control their governments, their economies, take over a country from the inside out.
That's right, Gillian. And to develop these robots, they assembled some of the most brilliant scientific minds from around the world. Some of them were even brought in against their will. At the crux of that development effort was a group called the Frankenstein Project Team. You and I were members of that team, Gillian. It was a 4-person team led by the late Professor Modner here. The robotics expert was Professor Modner himself. His son, Elijah Modner, handled genetics and microbiology. For nanobiology and picobiology, myself. And for behavioral science and psychology, you, Gillian. Early development was carried out at a lab in Novosibirsk, but was later moved to a secret facility under the Kremlin. At the time, the glasnost and perestroika movements were gaining momentum, and they rightly feared for the existence of the program if it should become known. But some of the reformers did learn of the project, and they conspired with the US to block it. Gillian, you were a CIA special agent sent by the United States to infiltrate and sabotage the project.
I was CIA?
Yes, and the government knows that. That's why you were assigned to the Junker team.
What? Who am I?
Work on the project continued to go smoothly. But then, on June 6th, 1996, there was that accident. A mysterious explosion at the Chernobyl facility spread a bacterial weapon that was under development there into the atmosphere, destroying the country and the project. Gillian, was it you? Did you set off that explosion?
What? You can't be serious. You think I caused the catastrophe?
Somehow, during the confusion, Professor Modner and our son Harry managed to get picked up by American agents. But we couldn't get out in time, you and I and Elijah. In a shelter below the Kremlin, we entered a cryogenic sleep. Our plan was to sleep there until the toxic effects of the bacteria were safely passed.
And then 48 years later, 3 years ago, we were discovered by the 17th Special Investigative Force.
17th was what found us.
Yes, but when they found us, Elijah's pod was already empty.
Elijah Modner? That guy whose picture was in the church? The one that looks like Random?
That's right, Elijah is alive. Elijah is here and working on the Snatchers.
Why don't you let me finish
your
little story?
Who's there?
It's been a while, hasn't it, Jamie? Ah, yes. And Gillian.
Who's this motherfucker?
It's me, Jamie.
Elijah? Is that really you?
Random? No, not quite.
So you remember me, do you? I am Elijah Modnar, the only son of Professor Petrovich Modnar. I'm afraid I've grown somewhat old and feeble since we last met, however.
Elijah, why are you doing this? Your father, Professor Modner, he passed away a few minutes ago.
What? My father is dead?
Elijah, what happened to you? The Elijah I knew could never do anything like this.
Elijah.
I've changed, Jamie. These 40 years have changed me.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, he's gonna start an OnlyFans at those feet, hey?
What happened to me? Jamie, do I actually have to explain it to you? Jamie, it's you. Your beauty is the cause of all that has come to pass here. 57
all that
years
has come
ago,
to pass?
I was obsessed with my research, yes, and with you, Jamie. At the time, I was still young, having just graduated with my genetic engineering degree.
He got jelly of me.
My father's connections got me on the team, and there, I met you. You were working as my father's assistant.
Then he saw me raw dog and Jamie.
Your smile. I
saw Gillian raw dog and Jamie.
I saw something in you that I never felt.
And got jelly.
Of my own country.
Yep.
You warmed
Peanut
my
butter
cold
and jelly.
heart, Jamie.
Strikes again.
You opened me up, and I couldn't stop my feelings.
Elijah.
Oh, I was so happy. The political situation was crumbling around us, but every day was a joy. I gained my father's trust, and with you there watching over me, I was able to work as hard as I ever have on the project. However, my
I'm
happiness
gonna grab some
did not
spicy
last
beans
for
here.
long. Gillian, it was you. You showed up and all was ruined. You arrived and joined our project team.
Jalapeno.
Far from home, Jamie found comfort in a man from the same land. Your relationship grew quickly, and all I could do was stand by and watch. Jamie and Gillian fell in love, were joined, and even had a child.
Harry.
You killed him, you
Even
fuck.
then, my feelings for you only grew stronger. Worried about me, my father tried to have me removed from the project, but I persisted.
Snatched
Jamie,
up by
I
a
always
jalapeno.
wanted to be near you. And then, the democratic movements that had consumed the rest of the Eastern Bloc spread to our country as well. The Cold War was over. The hardliners who had pushed for its development were stripped of power and the project was cancelled. The reformers, trying to cover up the existence of such a crazed project, ordered that all materials related to it be destroyed and that we stand trial for our actions. Jamie and Gillian were to be returned to their homeland. That's about the time that I learned that you, Gillian, that you were a CIA agent, and that you were trying to pass documents on our research to your military. The country had sold us out. I'm no politician. I couldn't care less about what happened to the country. All I cared about was my research and Jamie. And I was to lose all of that, everything. For someone so young, you cannot understand how great of a shock that was.
Elijah.
That is when I decided, I swore I would see that secret crazed
So basically
project
this guy's
through
an
to the
incel?
end. At the time, the bioroids were 80%
Incels
finished.
created the
The main
Snatchers.
part, their endostructure was essentially completed. But we still were having trouble with the artificial skin, the area that Jamie and I were assigned to. We called it artificial skin, but there was of course no need to duplicate T lymphocytes,
Oh,
langerhans
absolutely,
cells, or
Berthier.
endocrine cells. All we needed was keratinized cells and melanocytes to provide the pigment. With the artificial protein development techniques that we had in those days, full-scale synthetic cell development was very difficult. Research like this took months, years. The original project called for us to simultaneously snatch an entire country. In other words, a whole nation, or an entire city had to be snatched over the course of one night. For that reason, a
Yeah, no doubt, he
powerful
could have just
biological
made his
agent
own Jamie.
which could quickly and effectively kill the population of the country was being simultaneously developed.
Lucifer Alpha.
That's right. A type RAO11 virus which another team was developing. For someone like myself, who was closely involved in the project, blowing up the lab was quite a simple task.
My God, Elijah, do you know what you're saying? That explosion killed half the world's population.
I moved all the materials and records essential to the Bioroid project into the shelter and executed my plan on June 6th. After sealing off the lab, I brought the two of you with me to the underground shelter, and we entered a cryogenic sleep. But not before I programmed an atmospheric research satellite to transmit a wake signal when the danger from Lucifer Alpha had passed.
And 10 years later, Lucifer Alpha naturally mutated into a non-toxic form.
But the automatic revival system failed to work.
Oh no, it worked. Just as planned. It revived me 10 years later. A little sooner than the two of you, of course.
That even though you sealed the lab with the explosion and everything, you should have been exposed. Why weren't you?
Oh, I was. But by that time, the vaccine L Angels had already been developed.
So everything went just as you planned it then?
Yes, up until that point. But my real struggle was yet to come. My original
Sex
plan was
box,
to
don't
revive
cook
Jamie
lasagna.
as well, and for the two of us to finish the development
Yeah, but
of the bioroids.
the Snatchers have like
Gillian,
human-like
you were
features
to stay
and
asleep forever. But I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Not after looking at Jamie's peaceful face there in the pod.
oh, just creepy.
Besides, I could never have convinced her to work with me on the project anyway. I knew the time was not yet right, so I changed the timers of your pods to permanent on.
How? How could you do such a thing?
And so for the next 40 years, I worked alone in that cold and lonely room under the Kremlin, trying to complete the artificial skin for the Snatchers. For days and days, no one would visit me. I never saw the sun or felt the changing of the seasons. Still, I always had Jamie by my side.
What a creeper,
You
man.
were always there
Yeah.
for me to talk to. Just you and I for 40 years in that dark cell.
Gillian's like, I'm gonna fucking blow you away right now if you don't shut up.
And then, 3 years ago, my research was finally completed. First, I snatched the
That's what I
Siberian
smell.
Special Investigative Forces to establish a transport route for the Snatchers. And then, to test the effect of large-scale snatch operations.
Large-scale
I chose
snatch
Neo-Kobe City to be my
operations, guys.
experimental sample. Neo-Kobe is cut off from the surrounding areas, a sort of miniature country in itself, making it a perfect test site. And since it's a melting pot of various races, it would also allow me to gather extensive data on Snatcher modification and operational techniques. In addition, the element of suspicion or mistrust, which runs deep in Japanese culture, was another reason I chose this site.
But your test revealed a critical flaw in your machine's artificial skin.
Yeah, no doubt,
Yes,
Jubal.
quite unexpected, I'm afraid. All my research for 40 years. I gathered data and worked day and night to find a solution, but nothing seemed to work.
So
That's true,
why you
Berthier. If
decided
you
to
had
bring
like the
Professor
right
Madner
person
here,
in
right?
charge of the Snatchers,
That's correct. I discovered my father in one of the government's hospitals. He was old, but still very sound of mind.
you could do a lot of good.
Naturally, he would not cooperate with me.
Of course not. He'd never become involved in something like that.
So, unable to receive his assistance, I decided that I had to have yours. But a mistake on my part allowed both you and Gillian to be taken into custody by the authorities first.
Just what are you trying to accomplish, Elijah? You must know you can never get Jamie back.
I'm only interested in discovering what I can of the human animal. In the past, it was because of Jamie. My motive is different now.
It sounds like you're just suffering from the wild arrogance that corrupts so many scientists.
Humans are such weak creatures. No matter how much they trust one another, the tiniest speck of suspicion can destroy it all. Look at how the Snatcher problem has caused such wild unrest. No matter how much science advances or how high we set our ideals, we eventually begin to suspect each other, to hate each other.
Now
and
my wiener
to
doesn't
kill
work.
each
I
other.
have new
The
motives.
Snatchers are nothing more than a tool for bringing out this reaction. I am simply using the Snatchers to elicit the true nature of the human animal. I think this experiment has shown me the limits of human society. I sincerely doubt it will be able to reach any greater level of prosperity on its own. If human society ever hopes to reach greater heights, what is needed
All the
is an
blood is going to his
absolute
brain now?
leader, a firm ruler who isn't affected by these trivial episodes of mistrust.
You're crazy if you think people would ever obey Snatchers.
Of course they wouldn't. But if they don't know, they cannot object. There has been a time in every age that the people have longed for a god to lead them. As long as they give the people no reason to suspect them, then they can easily become their gods. Indeed, a new race of super beings. We are almost there. Once we perfect the artificial skin, Snatchers will transcend man to become this planet's true human beings.
But you'll never get your perfect skin now. Professor Modner is dead.
I no longer have any use for my father. I have a sample of the new skin he developed. Once I've analyzed it, I'll be able to make as much as I need. Or if need be, we could simply culture the keratinized
There's
cells,
two heads that the blood can
cells and melanocytes in the
flow
quantities
to.
that we need.
What are you talking about? How could you get a sample of perfected artificial skin?
Why don't you take a look at this?
Oh, it's his foreskin. It's random.
We found this in the rubble of Queen's Hospital.
Random was a Snatcher.
Random?
And he had the new skin.
Oh, an acquaintance of yours?
He's a Snatcher?
That term isn't exactly accurate. This bioroid was constructed by my father without my knowledge. He modeled it after me in my youth.
Yeah, you were
He
right.
built it right here in this facility. And not only that, he programmed it to destroy Snatchers.
Really?
This
So he
bioroid
knew he
caused me serious difficulties.
he fucked up.
It's designed and built far better than my Snatchers. The machine itself thought it was human. My father input memories for it all the way back to childhood. Those too were apparently mine. Haven't you yet realized? Random Hajil is Elijah Modner spelled backwards.
That's where the Hajil comes from, too.
Like my father, silly old man. He did virtually overnight what I could not do in 40 years of effort. Furthermore, he makes a bioroid so perfect, even the bioroid itself believes itself to be real. What's more, the cells of the skin he developed are self-replicating. Once in place, no further transplants or culturing is necessary.
Is he dead?
Its main and locomotive systems are completely shut down. It's just scrap now. But the artificial skin is being kept alive. This we need. With this,
Red Ribbon Army created the Snatchers.
A full-scale infiltration of the world's major nations.
The summit's already over. You'll never succeed.
What does the summit matter?
Bioroid sounds like
Nothing
robot
holds us back
hemorrhoids.
now that we have this perfect skin. We can go anywhere we want, and there will be no way to tell us apart. I will have free control over the world. Nothing will be able to stop me. Politics and free thought will no longer have any meaning. My will alone will decide the course of human history.
You egomaniac.
Yeah, no
Do you
shit.
think you can snatch the entire population?
There's a fully automated Snatcher factory under the Kremlin. Even as we speak, scores of new Snatchers are being born.
But no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to
Yeah, no
snatch
shit,
the people's
Drupal.
heart and
That's what
soul.
Krim was saying, I
What
think,
do you hope
earlier.
to gain from this anyway?
Jamie, the human race is composed of fools. But I'm different. I will be its savior. Indeed, not just of mankind, but of all life on the planet.
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Oh, Metal Gear's
Metal.
back.
In 10 minutes, this church will be struck by a phased particle beam. I am guiding the beam from the attack satellite.
No, Metal Gear!
15 navigational satellites. The beam cannot miss. Everything in a 2 to 3 kilometer radius from me will be destroyed.
Stop this foolishness now. I will not have my research destroyed by some souped-up pocket calculator.
Metal, what happened at the summit?
The delegates, worried about the Snatcher menace, voted unanimously to allow the use of nuclear weapons on the city. The military is presently imposing a quarantine on Neo Kobe.
What? Do they intend to kill everybody?
The populace is in a state of panic. However, they have agreed to lift the quarantine if this church is struck by the phased particle beam. This is our last chance. I will handle things here. Gillian, Jamie, you two must flee.
Goodbye, Metal Gear.
Significant mass of metal.
Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun.
Metal, this is crazy!
We can't let a single Snatcher get out of here. And this new artificial skin has to be destroyed as well.
I will not allow some talking scrap pile to get away with this. If you are the aiming point for the beam, then I'll just have you thrown out of here. Grab this little one and take him out of here.
Are they all gonna wake up?
Metal!
Leave Metal Gear alone.
Cowardly little robot.
You always were a real pain in the butt.
Random.
What's that?
What? How did... You're supposed to be deactivated.
I don't go down that easy, old man.
Stop this foolish...
Shut up! Let's try to make our final moments peaceful, shall we? And you Snatchers, you touch the little guy and the old man's head comes off. Random!
Random's the real
I've
hero.
always hated being used. Why don't you watch the
What a
final act
fucking
with
legend.
me?
Gillian, you only have 5 minutes. The turbo cycle is just outside on standby. Use that to flee.
Let me go.
Yeah, if Metal didn't say
I'm
anything.
Elijah
Yeah, but then they
Wood.
would have killed us
I'm
too.
the original.
I don't care if I'm an original or a copy or what. You and I are gonna die right here. If we both die, there won't be a copy anymore now, will there?
The stupid logic of a simpleton.
Yeah, he really
Of a
is.
machine.
Whatever it is, it's my will.
Machines have no will. Machines cannot sacrifice themselves.
We'll see about that.
You have 4 minutes. You must go. And don't forget to take care of the factory under the Kremlin.
Stop!
Gillian, even if these memories in my head are fiction,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Our memories of our time together are all too real, Random.
Gillian, you become one hell of a junker.
Gillian, it has been most recreational being your partner.
Oh, Metal!
If you can, try to pick up the pieces for me, okay? Like we did for Little John.
Little John? Oh! Okay, Metal.
Isn't the whole place supposed to be like vaporized?
Thanks! Thanks, you two! Jamie, come on!
No! Don't let her go! No!
You pathetic old fool. You don't even know how to love someone.
You stupid machine! What is that idiotic grin supposed to mean?
The epic battle of Chad
By
versus
snatching
Incel.
you, I'm finally gonna get my real self back.
Random, there's less than 1 minute to go. Thanks to you, everything will be fine.
You don't owe me any thanks. Sorry to get you involved in such a big job. You did great. You're a hell of a junker.
3, 2, 1, here it comes!
Later, kid!
Fucking boom.
So you're really going, aren't you?
It's our responsibility too.
The Thundercat call.
Get some of my memory back.
Thunder,
And
thunder,
if that happens,
thunder.
I'll be able
Ho!
to do what I do now. Wait for me. I want to be with you, but first I've got to destroy this terrible factory of theirs. Jamie, when I get back,
Right, he's headed to.
let's try living together again. What do you say?
He's headed to Moscow, right? If I remember correctly.
We'll be waiting for you too.
Katrina! Mika! You're here too?
You better be happy, Buster, with all these beautiful women seeing you off.
I'm happy you came. Let me introduce my wife.
Jamie Seed. I suppose it's a little odd introducing myself a second time, though.
What do you mean? You've never met them before, have you?
What are you talking about, Gillian? We're good friends.
The fuck?
Since when?
It's the first time I've met her in person, but I've spoken with her on the video phone a lot of times.
What? Have you guys been talking about me behind my back?
I'm really sorry for all the worry I've caused you. I guess I can put my gun away. Oops. Look, Katrina. This kid has had such a rough time. She lost almost everything practically overnight. She's done a really great job. I owe her a lot of thanks. Trying to learn more about you was what got our relationship started. Before I knew it, we really became close, didn't we? I was telling Mika about how lonely it was being home alone all the time, and she told me that Jamie was always worried about me, so I gave her a video phone call. With even Alice gone, I was really lonely. Katrina. Our relationship has gone beyond just being friends. Beyond just friends. That sounds pretty good to me. What the hell? Alright, see ya, Drupal. Thanks for coming by, dude. Snatcher's harem. Let's go, Gillian. Oh, don't be stupid, Gillian. You have a warped mind sometimes, you know? They're both so easy to talk to. It's like I've got two real sisters now. They're just like family to me now. I don't care if you get your memory back or not. Why? Because getting your memory back will mean that you'll remember those things about me that you hated. Things that I hated? What are you talking about? Dealing with each other's imperfections is part of what being married is all about, Jamie. Gillian. Don't worry. No memories will change how I feel about you. Thank you, Gillian. It's good to hear you say that.
So have they finalized what they're going to do about Junker operations? I suppose this will end up being our last mission, huh?
Well, originally they were planning on disbanding the team, but now they've decided to keep us in business.
So that means...
That's right. We've been designated as one of the government's special police divisions. That puts us above the regular cops.
Oh, nice.
So the government has decided that crime
Welcome back,
by
Jubal.
machines poses a bigger threat than crime by humans from here on out, huh?
They've chosen the new chief, too. So when you get back, you'll get to meet the new head honcho.
Well, it's comforting to know I've got a place I can come back to.
Have a safe trip, Captain Seed. What? Me, a captain? Not a bad first rank for someone like me who was in the military.
Whatever you do, just come home safe, okay?
When you get back from this job, you still have a dinner date to keep with me, you know.
Don't worry.
Says it
I
right in
won't
front
forget
of his
my
wife.
promises to either of you. Oops, almost forgot. Of course, I'll want to spend some private moments with my wife, too, huh? What's wrong, Jamie?
Harry and I will be waiting for you to get home.
That's Harry's hat.
We can do it this time, Gillian. Not some fake couple like before. but with love and trust.
I know, Jamie.
Take care, Gillian.
I'll see you, Jamie.
Wait! Wait for me! Take me with you, please!
He's got a Sega CD for a body now?
Yes, sir! We didn't have a good frame to work with, so this is just a temporary body. Just call me Metal Gear, Sega CD for now.
Oh, they found your memory chip in one piece.
That's the best.
Random protected it from the blast of the beam.
Random, huh?
Look, he's got a big exhaust pipe on the back.
Wait a second. I've heard that sneeze somewhere before.
Really? I didn't hear anything. Anyway, I want to know if you'll take me with you. Please, Gillian, please take me with you.
Hurry up and get on board, partner.
Yes, sir, Gillian.
Random saved him from the blast somehow. Sega Gear CD.
Throughout history, suspicion has always bred conflict. The real conflict, though, resides in people's hearts. This conflict has just begun.
Yeah, no doubt. There's a post-credit scene from what I remember, so just hang out. I'm pretty sure there's a post-credit scene. What a great fucking game, though. Hey, guys? By the way, folks, if you enjoyed the stream so far and you haven't yet, please remember to click that heart. Show me some love. Give me a follow here on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Dookie03. You can also check out my YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Dookie03. I do top 10 videos, reviews, of course, our podcasts, and some fun videos. Join the Facebook group for some dank-ass memes and the streaming schedules, and of course, the best place to stay in touch is the Discord. Yeah, it's such a good game. Kojima slams his schlong into the cam. Oh, no worries, Drewball. You were here for most of it. I'm pretty sure you were here most of the stream today. You caught all of the third act, I think. Yeah, this is a really good game, man. I liked Police Knots too, but honestly, this was a lot better than Police Knots. Just get yourself a Sega CD. And like I said, there's zero piracy protection on the Sega CD, so you can literally just burn any of the games on a CD. And the Sega CD will play them. No need to spend $2 grand. Random was the fucking best guy. Like, what a badass, eh? No. It's not like Shadowrun. Jeff Lupitin was the voice of Gillian Seed. Never heard of that guy. You guys should look that guy up. Jeff Lupitin. See if he has anything else. Random Hajil was Ray Van Steen. Yeah, you could do it on an emulator as well, but then you can't use the light gun. And that's like, honestly, half of the immersion is using the light gun. Metal Gear Mark II. I think we'll see Metal Gear He's in Red Faction? Really? Gillian Seed's voice actor? Elijah Modnar was also Ray Van Steen, so same voice actor as Random. Which makes sense. He was also Chinshu Oh. Wow. And the narrator. Jeez. And the ramen guy. Dude, Ray Van Steen voiced like fucking over half the characters in the game. That is a badass shot, hey? That's so awesome that the original, like, Dr. Modnar basically created Random because he had realized how big of a mistake the Snatchers were. So he created Random to eliminate the Snatchers, basically. He's like a more futuristic, a more advanced Snatcher, created to hunt down the Snatchers. Yeah, everything about this game is so well done. Okay, here's the big twist. That kind of sucked because they never made a sequel. Apparently they did a radio drama, which I need to read the script of. I remember there being a post game. I don't know if I should press the button or not. Like a post scene. Okay, I'll just hit C. I'll hit start, I guess. Okay, let's see. I swear there was one. Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe that's what it was. It was he boards the plane to Moscow, and then you don't really know what happens there, and that's maybe what the cliffhanger was. So it wasn't as bad. I remember the cliffhanger being a lot worse. But that wasn't bad at all. But the radio drama, somebody has translated and uploaded it on the internet. So we could definitely, I could post a link to that. But for now, we still have about half an hour. So do we want to play like some NBA Jam? I could play some Lethal Enforcers since I got the Justifier hooked up. Basically any Genesis or 32X game I could throw in. I've got like Dynamite Heady, Shadowrun, NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Ranger X kind of sucks ass. Now play it again!